everybody. Here we are. Blessed be. I'm Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn, and of course, the real Sister Kate. And I'm happy to be here with you. So, I do have an announcement. The Forgotten Scrolls, Book of Enoch, will be out in the next few days. I'm announcing it live here now, and that's the new book. So everybody's been waiting. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? It's the Forgotten Scrolls, the Book of Enoch, and it's not a parrot of another translation. It's actually I've retranslated it from the oldest texts and reconstructed the book from the ground up. So you'll be excited to hear about that. We are looking at a release of tomorrow or Tuesday at the very latest, and of course I'll be posting that on my timeline. So exciting to have this book finally coming out, finally done. I was waiting for a forward by a friend of mine, but unfortunately that didn't work out, at least not for this edition. Maybe the next one. We'll see how that might roll. I am looking at doing a hardback, so if the paperback gets some good sales and good response, then I will also do the hardback for that. So today's text, everybody wanted to hear Aradia, or the Gospel of the Witches, by C.G. Leland, and a little bit about this book. The founding book of modern witchcraft, containing history, traditions, Dianic goddesses, and folklore and magic rituals of Wicca. So exciting. All right. And we'll just jump right in. I don't think we need to go into the preface too much. We'll just jump right in. Chapter 1, How Diana Gave Birth to Aradia. And it has Herodias, Herodias, Herodias. Now I can read a lot better sometimes than I can pronounce these words, but I'll give it my best shot, right? So, this is the Gospel Vangelo of the Witches. Diana greatly loved her brother Lucifer, the god of the sun and of the moon, the god of light, splendor, who was so proud of his beauty, and who, for his pride, was driven from paradise. Diana had by her brother a daughter, to whom they gave the name of Aradia. In those days, there were on earth many rich and many poor. The rich made slaves of all the poor. In those days were many slaves who were cruelly treated. In every palace, tortures. In every castle, prisoners. Many slaves escaped. They fled to the country. Thus they became thieves and evil folk. Instead of sleeping by night, they plotted escape and robbed their masters and then slew them. So they dwelt in the mountains and forests as robbers and assassins, all to avoid slavery. Diana said one day to her daughter Aradia, and the next part goes to, "'Tis true indeed that thou a sprite art, but thou weren't born but to become again. A mortal, thou must go to earth below to be a teacher unto them, unto women and men, who fain would Sturdy witchcraft is my school. Yet like Cain's daughter thou shalt never be, nor like the race who have become at last, wicked and infamous from suffering, as are the Jews and the wandering Zingari, who are all thieves and knaves like unto them. Ye shall not be. And thou shalt be the first of the witches known, and thou shalt be the first of all the world. And thou shalt teach the art of poisoning who are great lords of all. Yea, thou shalt make them die in their palaces, and thou shalt bind the oppressor's soul with power. And the with power was added. And when ye find a peasant who is rich, then ye shall teach the witch your pupil how to ruin all his crops with tempests dire, with lightning and with thunder terrible, and hail and wind. And when a priest shall do you injury by his benedictions, ye shall do him double the harm, and do it in the name of me, Diana, of witches all. I'm sorry, that's of me, Diana, queen of witches all. And when the priests or the nobility shall say to you that you should put your faith in the Father, Son, and Mary, then reply, your God the Father and Maria are three devils. For the true God, the Father, is not yours. For I have come to sweep away the bad, the men of evil, all will I destroy. Ye who are the poor, suffer with hunger keen, and toil in wretchedness, and suffer too, full of imprisonment, yet with it all ye have a soul. And for your sufferings ye shall be happy in the other world. But ill the fate of all who do ye wrong. Now when Aradia had been taught to work all witchcraft, how to destroy the evil race of oppressors, she imparted it to her pupils and said unto them, when I shall have departed from this world, whenever you have need of anything, once in the month, and when the moon is full, ye shall assemble in some secret place, or in a forest, all together join, to adore the potent spirit of your queen, my mother, great Diana. She who fain would learn all sorcery, yet has not won its deepest secrets. Then my mother will teach her in truth all things as yet unknown. And ye shall all be freed from slavery, and ye shall be free in everything. And as the sign that ye shall be truly free, ye shall be naked in your rights, both men and women also. This shall last until the last of your oppressors shall be dead, and ye shall make the game of Benevito, extinguishing the lights, and after that shall ye hold your support thus. Interesting. And so from there, it goes to chapter 2. And we have time for a little bit more. Chapter 2, the Sabbat. Tringuita or witch meeting. How to consecrate the supper. Here follows the supper of what it must consist, and what shall be said and done to consecrate it to Diana. You shall take a meal of salt. No, you shall take a meal and salt, honey and water, and make this incantation. The conjuration of meal. I conjure thee, O meal, who art indeed our body, since without thee we could not live. Thou who, at first as seed, before becoming flower, went in the earth, where all deep secrets hide, And then when ground, didst dance like dust in the wind, and yet meanwhile didst bear with thee in flitting secrets strange, and yet erewhile, when thou went in the air, given as a golden glittering grain, even then the fireflies came to cast on thee their light, and aid thy growth, because without their help thou couldst not grow nor beautiful become. Therefore thou dost belong unto the race of witches or fairies, and because the fireflies do belong unto the sun, the queen of the fireflies hurry apace. Come to me now as if running a race. Bridle the horse as you hear me now sing. Bridle, oh bridle, the son of the king. Come in a hurry and bring him to me. The son of the king will ere long set thee free. And because thou forever art brilliant and fair, under a glass I will keep thee while there. With a lens I will study the secrets concealed, till all their bright mysteries are fully revealed. Yet all the wondrous lore perplexed of this life, of our crosses, and of the next. This to all mysteries I shall attain, yea, even to that at last of the grain. And when this is at last, I shall truly know, firefly, freely I'll let thee go. When earth's dark secrets are known to me, my blessing at last I will give to thee. Here follows the conjuration of the salt. Conjuration of the salt. I do conjure thee, salt low, here at noon, exactly in the middle of this stream, I take my place and see the water round, likewise the sun, and think nothing else. While here besides the water and the sun, for all my soul is turned in truth to them, I do indeed desire no other thought. I yearn to learn every truth of truths, for I have suffered long with the desire to know my future or my coming fate. If good or evil will prevail in it, water and sun be gracious to me. Here follows the here follows the conjuration of Cain. The conjuration of Cain. I conjure thee, O Cain, as thou canst near, have rest or peace until thou shalt be freed from the sun where thou art prisoned and must go, beating thy hands and running fast meanwhile. I pray thee let me know my destiny, and if 'tis evil, change its course for me. If thou wilt grant this grace, I'll see it clear, in the water, in the splendor of the sun, and thou, O Cain, shalt tell by word of mouth, whenever this my destiny is to be, and unless thou grantest this, mayest thou ne'er know peace or bliss. Then shall follow the conjuration of Diana. We'll do this one last little bit. You shall make cakes of meal, wine, salt, and honey in the shape of a crescent or horned moon, and then put them to bake and say, Conjuration of Diana. I do not bake the bread, nor with it salt, nor do I cook the honey with the wine. I bake the body and the blood and soul, the soul of the great Diana, that she shall know neither rest nor peace, and ever be in cruel suffering, till she will grant what I request, what I do most desire. I beg it of her from my very heart. And if the grace be granted, O Diana, in honor of thee I will hold this feast. Feast and drain the goblet deep. We will dance and wildly leap. And if thou grantest the grace which I require, then when the dance is wildest, all the lamps shall be extinguished, and we will freely love. And this shall it be done. All shall sit down to the supper, all naked, men and women, and the feast over they shall dance, sing, and make music. And then love in the darkness with all the lights extinguished. For it is the spirit of Diana who extinguishes them, and so they will dance and make music in her praise. And it came to pass that Diana, after her daughter had accomplished her mission, or spent her time on earth among the living mortals, recalled her, and gave her the power that when she had been invoked, having done some good deed, she gave her power to gratify those who had conjured her by granting her or him success in love. To bless or curse with power friends or enemies, to do good or evil, to converse with spirits, to find hidden treasures in ancient ruins, to conjure the spirits of priests who died leaving treasures, to understand the voice of the wind, to change water into wine, to divine with cards, to know the secrets of the hand, palmistry, to cure diseases, to make those who are ugly beautiful, to tame wild beasts. Whatever thing should be asked from the spirit of Aradia, that should be granted unto those who merited her favor, and thus must they invoke her. Thus do I seek Aradia, Aradia, Aradia. At midnight I go into a field, and with me I bear water, wine, and salt. I bear water, wine, and salt, and my talisman, and a red small bag, which I ever hold in my hand, corn dentro, sale, with salt in it. With the water and the wine I bless myself. I bless myself with devotion to implore a favor from Aradia, and the invocation to Aradia. Aradia, my Aradia, thou who art daughter unto him who was, most evil of all spirits, who of old once reigned in hell when driven away from heaven, who by his sister did thy sire become, but as thy mother did repent her fault, and wished to make thee to a spirit who should be benevolent and not malevolent, Aradia, I implore thee by the love which she did bear for thee, and by the love which I too feel for thee, I pray thee grant the grace which I require. And if this grace be granted, may there be one of three signs distinctly clear to me: the hiss of a serpent, the light of a firefly, the sound of a frog. But if you do refuse this favor, then may you in the future know no peace, not joy, and be obliged to seek me from afar until you come to grant me my desire. In haste, and then thou mayest return again unto thy destiny therewith. Amen. And that brings us up to chapter 3 in Aradia, Gospel of the Witches by C.G. Leland. So we'll take that up right there next week. Blessed be.